Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, and thanks for joining. You asked a very good question last week. How about the times where I do shut my mouth and I sit there and I listen, and only to know a week later the same issue comes back, but I listened to her. I did what you told me to. So there's several answers. There might be many more, but these are the answers that I have known, that I have seen, that women have told me, and some that I've experienced myself, so I got to learn it. Number one, and this could be conscious or non-conscious by your wife. There are times that we're willing to listen. We're holding something in our hands. It could be this right over here. We're just holding it. This is getting hard listening, so we're holding. We don't have to hold it in our faces. We could even hold it on the couch. We're holding our phone, or furthermore, as our wives are talking. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Oh. When we hold something in our phone, your wife got to talk to you for 20 minutes. Sometimes they will be uncomfortable or feel mean to say you're not listening, because you technically did listen, but you didn't listen. Number two could be as simple as she's talking to you and you're not holding anything in your hand. From time to time, you roll your eyes like, oh my gosh, don't make a big deal out of it. You didn't say anything, but your body language is way larger than your verbal language. When anyone talks to you and you go, for a second, that roll of the eyes for a split second, you're basically telling them in so many ways, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're overreacting, why are you coming to me again? Number three, the reason that I wrote down is because you interrupt her. You interrupt her like with questions, so why didn't you just tell her that? Why didn't you tell her that? No questions. You just absolute listen. Nothing in your hand, no rolling eyes, and no giving her any suggestions or asking any questions. Number three is because you avoided asking certain questions. Oh, this is so confusing. I shouldn't ask her, yet I should ask her, what do you want me to do? The ones we spoke before, not to ask her, those are questions of judgment. So why didn't you do so and so? If she said something, why didn't you tell her off? It's like you're being nice, but that's in a way of judgment. Obviously, if she would know how to do it and she would have done it, she would have done it herself. Now she feels like a bigger fool. So what questions do you want me to ask? Let's take this slowly. After she goes on, and she does tell you the 10 minutes, the 20 minutes, the half an hour, you look at her for a moment. Nod your head for a moment. Because in that moment, that's when love happens. That's when connection happens. That's when understanding happens. That's when she knows she could trust you. And then you insert this beautiful question. And how did it make you feel? Oh my gosh. You're gonna get a dessert. It made me feel worthless. It made me feel like a rag. It made me feel angry. It made me feel not worthy. It made me feel not respected. The only time maybe you shouldn't ask the question if she already said it. But many times they don't express. They talk more about the story that happened. The reason why they don't always say the feelings, because they weren't allowed to talk about, most of us were not allowed to talk about in great detail about our feelings, because we always made things worse than they are. So we learned how to complain, but not to complain passive aggressive. This gets so confusing. Do we have time? Let's squeeze in another one. Yeah. We mentioned this earlier as a side note, but here I'll mention it. Your body language is, when is this over already? You could have sat there, not holding anything in your hand, No, but your body language is, when is this going to be over? I have women that actually told me this, that they actually talk to their husbands fast. And they explained to me the reason why they have to talk fast. Everyone has a different husband of the time. Some could sit for 10 minutes, some 50 minutes, because they have to get everything in on time. No. It's just like going to, I'm sorry, it just came to me and I'll say it. It's just like going to the bathroom. Some people finish the whole entire business in 10 minutes. They're good to go. And some people literally need to sit there for 45 minutes or even more. Go ask a doctor why. I'm not a doctor. It takes time. The production happens, and then we wait 10 minutes, and then a little bit more of the production, and then a little bit more of production. It takes 45 minutes. Some people get up early in the morning just to use the washroom. But we're not done yet. Join me next week in something that I discovered, not with my wife, not with a woman, but with one of my children. This happened over 20 years ago. And I thank the Lord for giving me this wisdom, because I kept all these conditions and it still didn't work. It still didn't work. I would hear the story again and again. And it's never a choice to emotionally abuse someone. Tell them, you already told me yesterday. You told me the story 2 minutes ago. Because that makes them feel like a fool. What I did was I blamed myself. I said, there's something I'm not doing, that this young lady needs to come to me and repeat the same story 2 minutes later, a day later. And I knocked my head into the wall of wisdom till the magic has come to me. And boy, did it work. Miracles. And I do it till today. And it still works today in 2024. No matter how much AI and technology and beauty we have, there's something beautiful about the human soul. It will never change. We need that human connection. We need the human science. We need the neuroscience. We need to understand the biology. We need to understand the male brain. We need to understand the female brain. What's the magic? Please join me next week. Until then, thank you for remembering that you are way greater than you think you are. And if you're not sure about it, just go in nature. Oh my gosh. Just go in nature. You're going to feel how good you are. Hang in there. All the best. Thanks for listening.